good evening, and to some, good night. It is another starless night, and you're tuning into the Midnight Memoirs. As I look around me in my room and hear the rain patter against my windowsill, I think of the ocean. I think of the universe. I think of time. No matter how much we achieve, no matter how high we fly, we always come back down to earth. The waves of the universe always crash against the shore of time. It is inevitable. We plummet, we fall. Yet all of life is about building up ourselves, building up a statue, building up a status, a name. We almost build a platform for ourselves to fall off of. The higher we go, the harder it is to let go of life. The more attachments we make, the worse it feels when death inevitably comes. Time always wins. The universe always crashes on the bank of time. And when I say the universe, I don't just mean the literal universe, but our universe, our universes. I know I talk about wants and wishes and desires, but literally it takes up most of our being. Always thinking, am I hungry? What's next to do? What's on the list? Am I going towards my goal? It's goals orientated. We're goal orientated society. We function by goals. We need people to be working to sustain the economy. Our goals are always thriving and sustaining, becoming more than what we are. But we rise and we rise and we rise, just like the waves. They get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the bigger they are, I know it's a cliche, but the harder they fall. The higher you fly, the bigger the drop. But that's us. From the moment we're born, we're conditioned to be this way. What do you want to be when you're older? It gives you an impression that you're going to be older. It gives you the impression that you're actually going to live to see that age. And then you're under the delusion that you're going to be something. Not only are you going to be old, but you're also going to be another title with that age. What are you going to be when you're older? I don't know. A human, the same as I am today. I'm not going to change. And yet how drastically we do. Is a tree still a seed, even though it came from it? This is what I'm thinking about. This is what is going through my mind at 12 at night. We always lose to time, so is there a point in playing the game? Is there a reason we do this to ourselves? Is there a point to all? And should we climb up a ladder, we know we're going to fall down. If you knew you were going to fall from a building, would you never leave the first floor? Wouldn't that be the logical thing? We're always concerned with the future. Always concerned on the future. And the reason we look back is only because we wonder if the future would have been different. People don't look at the past just for the sake of the past. They look at the past because they go, had I done something different, I would have had a better future. We're future orientated. Or I just want to live in the past. And you don't really want to live in the past because you've lived the past. You want to live in the past and you want to have something different. You want to, that person you said, you broke up with, you want that person back and then to relive those days. But in the idea of, instead of you breaking up, you extended that time. Maybe it's the same day that you repeat, but that was the choice you wanted to have made. Because that's the future you think is going to be good. But good or bad or left or right or up or down, time always wins. The drops hit the windowsill. The water evaporates, starts off low, goes into the sky, comes back down. On and on we go, always looking, always searching. I know I've spoken about dreams. This isn't just that anymore. This is that free fall when the skull has to go with it, when the building comes with you as you plummet. This is death. This is after. In a way, we're not even concerned with life anymore. We're always working for a day we don't live. Building up a legacy, building up a name, slaving away, pushing the grind, working the grain. It's always with the mindset of that we're going to get home. Well, why bother leave home at all? Why not just be home? Why bother leaving the ocean to go to the sky if you're just going to go back down? Why bother living if you're just going to die? These dilemmas, these issues, they boggle us. And there's something we sometimes try to avoid, but I think if we dwell on them a little bit longer, we can come to see a key, we can come to see a door that these two fit together into a world that we could have never imagined. Sometimes part of the roller coaster is you go up to go down, yeah, sure, but you go up to go down and the whole time you're enjoying the ride. And that's what I want to talk about, is we're always focusing on a pleasure that is tomorrow based. Even when I die, that's when people will see me. That's when, I've worked all my life so that one day I'll be remembered, and in that I'll have immortality. And in that my life will have meaning. Well, you won't even know it had meaning because you won't see the people that talk about you. It won't matter. You can rise up as that wave, but you're just the same as the peasant, as you don't know what happens afterwards. You don't know what happens on this earth afterwards. You don't know what people say. You don't even know what people say about you now. And it doesn't matter what they say, they're people. They're the same as you. Do your words change the fate of the universe? No. Not even the most powerful dictators do. They might change the fate of the world. Maybe. You know. But the universe... No. The universe always crashes on the shore of time. Even the dictator crashes on the shore of time. Everybody crashes on the shore of time. You're not so little that you're overlooked. Death doesn't go, oh yeah, this person's just a poor person, I'm not going to go there. No, it takes that person and it looks at the rich person and says, you're not so big, you're not so above me, I'm taking you too. Time comes to everyone. But while death does come to everyone, while we all die, not all of us live. Not all of us embrace the concept of life. We're so worried about death, we're always thinking of ways to avoid suffering, that we forget to live. And in a way, when your mind is so fixated on avoiding something, you end up walking into it inevitably anyway. Not that you actually, let's say you're thinking about stubbing your toe on a table. You might not actually stub your toe on the table, but the time you spent thinking, oh man, I've got to avoid that table, I don't want to feel that pain, I don't want to feel that pain. You've suffered that whole journey around it when you could have been avoiding or enjoying everything around the table, or the table itself. Hey, that's a good looking table. So what if you walk into it? So what if you make a mistake? So what if you fail? So what if you succeed? So what if you exceed man? So what if you build a legacy? It's equally nothing. It all crashes on time. It all results in nothing. Right? What I'm saying is not to focus on success or not to focus on failure, but to just focus on living. Just live. When you're at work, when it's a boring shift, not thinking of, okay, yeah, when I get home, when I die, when I'm 50, when I'm this, when I'm that. I remember speaking to someone in school, I was talking to them and I was just like, what is success to you? And they're like, when I become a doctor. And then I was like, well, what about when you become a doctor? What will you think then? And they're like, I guess is when I'll have a house. So I was like, okay, so already I've asked you to, the same question twice, and your answer's changed within a moment. And they're like, I think success is progressive. And then I was like, well, it's not really success then. Success is, the pinnacle of achievement. And I said, what happens if you just lowered your standard and success was drinking a can of Coke? And she's like, that's stupid. And I was like, no, because then the rest of life is a bonus. If you just think of the worst, the best remains a mystery. It's Emil Cioran who says it's the optimist that is miserable. And I'm not saying that we all become pessimists. I'm not even saying that we don't become, don't stay optimists. I'm just saying that all of it's a feeling, all of it's existing. Being sad is there's equally amount as being alive as being happy. We value emotions too much. We're so afraid of feeling one thing and exalt one over the other that we almost never feel anything at all but chaos or anxiety. Always anxious of, oh, I don't want to feel this, but I really want to feel that. And it's like, just go for it. Stop thinking about the future that's not even come. Stop waiting to live. Just live now. Goodness isn't beneath you, but evil is. We so want to build a legacy, we so want to put a spotlight on us. But the best people that are remembered are the ones that just went out and lived and helped whoever they saw. So what if you're late to somewhere? What does being late even mean? Being late meant that you had an idea in your head that you were going to be somewhere at a certain time, but that's not living, that's limiting. That's going, my life has to look like this. But life doesn't often look like just this, it's something more than that. And people who just think it's going to look like this, then spend the rest of their life trying to make the thing that didn't look like that, look like that. They get so fixated on an idea that they can't see that life is so much more than their mind, more than their limitations. Time always wins. See that. See that you're going to die. See that the waves are going to crash. The water droplets that are in the sky right now, they are going to fall down. You are going to fall down. Enjoy the ascent, sure, but expect the descent. Right now you're young, maybe. You're running around. Run around. Enjoy running around. But understand you're going to probably lose your legs at some point. And that's not to say that all old people can't walk. I'm just saying it's going to hurt one day. I'm just saying one day the things that you see clearly now aren't going to be so clear. And that's not to scare you. That's to say, heck man, enjoy sight right now. Enjoy running. Enjoy kissing. Enjoy everything. And that's not to say be reckless. That's not to just say kiss anyone. Or to emotionally attach yourself to people that are not secure and that are going to be totally, shaky and harm you severely. Or to just do drugs, because I think, and we'll probably talk on this later, but drugs are a form of escapism. And people might differ and that's totally okay, but, that's my belief is you're not really feeling the true senses of the outside world. You're just feeling your mind. You're almost closing your eyes to the reality to spike chemicals in your brain. Like I said, differing opinions, but I'm talking about living. I'm talking about being bored. I'm talking about not feeling the bliss. I'm talking about not feeling the high. You're at work, it's boring, and suddenly you realize, okay, this customer's complaining at me. Instead of just shutting them out and going into my head and going into la la land, let's just listen to them. Oh, hey, that's the problem. Hey, by the way, why have you? What do you think about life? Some people say, stuff you, what the hell are you talking about? And that's cool. And some people say, oh, this is what I think. Just listen to everyone. People are crazy. People are interesting. Be fascinated. Be curious about the world. Ask questions. Why the hell is there grass? What is grass? What is this feeling? What does it mean to be alive? Acknowledge the feeling of your bed. Just embrace every sensation that you feel. Your legs are sore. Enjoy that you have legs to feel sore. Just live is all I'm saying. Time, you're gonna crash. You're gonna fall. And you can fear that. You can fear the fall. Or you can just enjoy the ascent. And when you fall, enjoy the descent. Enjoy that free fall. That crashing down. Be the wave. It's not be the water. It's not just la-di-da. I'm saying enjoy that sensation, enjoy the motion, enjoy the rising and the falling and the push and the pull and the time. Just enjoy time, because time is a ride. if you're on a ride, you're gonna miss the sensation of the now if you're thinking about that initial shoot up into the sky. In a roller coaster, you can't be stuck on the beginning. You're too focused, like, what the heck is going on? This is wild. You're too focused on living that you're not worried about how it's end, you're not worried about what happened at the beginning, you're just like adrenaline high. And like I said, not to do anything reckless. I'm not saying right now just jump out of a plane. I'm talking about the mundane. I'm talking about when you have to do chores, feel those dishes, feel that hot water, feel the soap. When you've got your parents around, if you still got your parents around, enjoy them nagging at you. Enjoy them talking your ear off, just enjoy all of it. Ask them questions, be curious, just start living. You can always be wishing you're somewhere else. You can always be thinking, okay, after this shift, after this person starts talking to me, after I finish my degree, after I'm married, after I have my home, after this, after that, happy ever after. But after, that's so much time that you're waiting to live. Live now. Live now. If you want to go on a holiday, go on a holiday. And you might go like, what about my money? Yeah. You spend it. And then you go back to work. And you enjoy your work. You enjoy, okay, well, I had a really awesome weekend. I was staying at this hotel and it was a nice time and swam and you're not going crazy. I'm not talking about escaping from life or escaping from reality. I'm talking about just do the things you love. If you want to write a book, write a book. It's gonna crash, man. You're gonna crash. The sky rains. We start off low. We start off as children. We start off crawling. We start in the ocean and we end up in the sky. And you peak at maybe 30, 40, if you're good. And then you have a descent. You have a descent, but enjoy the descent. Enjoy the sensations that you're still feeling. You can go, man, my legs are sore, but are your arms sore? No, they're alright right now. Okay, enjoy that. My eyes are starting to fade. Well, can you still see? At the moment, well, enjoy that. Live it. Stop worrying about that you can't see as well as you did, or that you're one day not going to see. You're not going to see. One day you're not going to walk. You're going to be dead. The descent comes, man. We plummet back down. The ride stops. You get off. But aren't you just stoked that you got to ride it at all? Sometimes we go again. Sometimes we go back on that ride. Sometimes the ocean droplets go back into the sky. And there's a cycle. Take that for what you will. Sometimes death is just a miniature death in life. Sometimes it's the death of a season, where there's new seasons, and you go back on the ride again. You have all these crazy emotions. Just enjoy each ride. Just enjoy each season. Right now you're working at a terrible job. Enjoy it. If you really hate it, quit. Stop waiting to live. Just quit it. Find something else. And you might be like, easy for you to say. Absolutely, it's easy for me to say. It's easy for everyone to say everything. It's easy for people to go, tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll live. Tomorrow I'll do this. Tomorrow I'll do that. Maybe one day. Just do it today. Just live. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. I know this isn't a new thing. It's not like some revolutionary statement that I'm saying. But just look at other people. Look around you and just be like, instead of looking at people as obstacles, start looking at them as opportunities. Opportunities to just live with someone. Heck, you annoy me, but you're just another human on this crazy roller coaster. Watch your story. And you'll start to engage with more people. You'll start to feel more connected. You'll start to feel like you understand people on a deeper level. Wow, my workmate just annoys me so much. But who is that person? What are they all about? Why are they here? Oh, they've had a crap life. Hey, me too. Maybe we're actually not so different. Maybe we're just two people who are gonna crash one day. Time wins out in the end. The universe, the waves of the universe will crash into time. The droplets of the sky will plummet back into the earth. There will be another generation, and that generation will also want to be remembered. Everyone's trying to be remembered. Nobody's trying to live. Be the person that lives. I've already said this before, but just, you love someone, tell them you love them. You know, tell everybody you love them. Don't just limit it to, like, you know, a girlfriend idea or a wife or, you know, a partner. If you love, like, someone, like, you really love your mate, love them. Don't be like, oh, hey, I love you, and then just disappear. I mean, like, take them out for a drink. Don't forget your friends. Don't forget your family. And if you're like, oh, but I don't have family, whoever's around you, make them your family. Stuff it. What have you got to lose? Everybody's going to die one day. No one's going to remember you looking like an idiot, you telling someone you love them. Live. Live. And not recklessly. I'm not talking about, you know, like I said, jumping in a jet and doing something nuts. You know, unless, like, that's been your dream, is to become a jet fighter or something like that. I'm talking about living as in, you know, being here, embracing the mundane, and making it extraordinary. You're in a shopping center, sure. Scanning items, sure. But the people there, they're just like you. Crazy. They have their thoughts, they have their dreams, they have their ambitions. Ask what makes them tick. Ask what inspires them. Ask what drives them to exist. Time will crash, sure. I mean, well, everything crashes into time is what I meant, but time probably does crash eventually. But now is the time that you have. Now is the moment. Ask that person. Be interested in people. Always look for the opportunity rather than the obstacle. It's easy to get lost in once, but it's harder to see what we have. And we always see it too late. We're either too early or too late. But this time, just be on time. Just enjoy it. Wake up tomorrow, today, whenever, and just go, I'm just gonna live this. I'm just gonna tell the people that I love them. Mom, I haven't spoken to you in forever. I love you. We always tell our parents we love them when they're dead. Start telling them now. Like I said, you don't have parents, tell your siblings. If you don't have siblings, just tell the person next door. Make your neighbor your family. So, you know, I've never met you before, but, like, do you want to have dinner sometime? And they might say no. Just ask the person next door, or just keep knocking on that person's door. One day they might say yes, who knows? Doesn't matter. Just, and, like, be safe, you know, don't go, like, putting yourself into a murderer's hands or something crazy like that. But you know what I mean? Just live. Just, like, meet people, meet strangers, love, dream, hope, sure, like, have ambitions, understand that you're going to ascend, that you're going to climb, but also remember you're going to descend. Nobody lives forever. And enjoy yourself, you know. Here I am sitting alone in my little box, and I'm not talking about my room, I'm talking about my mind. I'm just sitting in my box, mulling things over, brooding, waiting for a day that will never come. But I have this night, I have now, and so I use it. And as my eyes begin to lose this night, your eyes will begin to open to the day. And while I'm dreaming, please start living. And with that, I say good night, good evening, and to many, good morning.